Well, it's that time of day again. Yeah, so I'm going to put the links to what I talk about today will be in the description below, and I could put it right now into the Let's Go Help chat. So members, what I'm doing now is I have I go live members on Let's Go Help, and then also on YouTube, so you could eavesdrop and see what's going on, and also Instagram, so you could eavesdrop. But it's really for members. Due to poor connection, oh, that's going to drop me on on Instagram. Well, there's always technical problems. But I just put that listing in, let's see, in the chat. But let's see, it's not. Okay, now I could send it there. Okay, so that's the links today in the chat. And now also I want to give you the link to the Meta Grant report. Okay, I'll get that for you here. Here's the link in the Meta Grant report, and there's charity. Our Navigator Supreme, our Love Navigator, that's what it is. So there's that. And there's another link I gave out earlier. It's making money at home without, going to some rip-off artist going to charge you. You don't have to pay any money to make money at home. And here's a report. I did a single video on that a couple days ago, so I'll make sure members that. And also, members, take a look at, we announced the Valentine's grant lovers. I think it was $20,000 we gave out for Valentine's Day. And so we announced the winners, and you can see that on Let's Go Help too. We have all the winners there, and also on Facebook, it should be there too. But Let's Go Help 2 is a nicer platform, and I think that's where we'll probably be in the long run. So I would try to get used to that if you're not there. And another thing, what's there now is people like Charity and the Navigators are going live on Zoom. So you could ask them questions live, and they have a schedule now. So if you go over to Let's Go Help 2, and you look on the left-hand side, and there it's called Navigators Q&A, okay? Navigators Q&A. And by the way, the listing of the winners for the grant, we have 4 regular grants, and this is a special grant. So that's under the title of Let's Go Special Grant Giveaways, okay? So that's our Valentine's grant that we just finished, and the other grants that we'll have too. So that's all there. Did I put, yeah, okay, so I gave you okay, for members, so I got the link for the Let's Go Meta Grant report and the link for Make $20 an hour from home, anytime, anywhere, no cost, no boss. Yeah, so that's it. Now let me give you the rundown on the new grants that I found. They're giving grants for e-bikes, in other words, particularly cities. Now, Washington, D.C. just is starting to give out $2,000 for you to buy an e-bike. Why? Because no more congestion, no more parking problems. So if you have an e-bike to get to work, that will be a lot better for the city and the environment and all that kind of stuff. So a lot of cities have that now. So check your city about grants for e-bikes, okay? The purchase of it. And this one opens up on April the 1st. So April Fool's till the 15th, tax day. Now that's a nice group of days, isn't it? From April Fool's to taxes. So April 1st it opens, and it closes on April 15th. See, this is what's happening to the grants now. They're not, they're not like forever. Social Security, we make a grant and it's there forever, and that's why we're in debt. And actually in Social Security, what's interesting is that millionaires, don't pay Social Security. They pay the same thing you do. So by February, they're all paid up with Social Security, and they're still making tons of dough, and none of it go to Social Security. So that's the kinds of things they're looking at, changing the laws. So man, you keep contributing, because we're going to go broke, and no old farts like me are going to get it. Actually, what I do, a lot of mine, I give it as a scholarship at a local junior college, and because I don't need it. I'm working and doing well enough. So there's other people that need it, and I think the best deal that the government has is junior college, because you could get a grant to pay for a training degree or a certificate to get a better paying job, and instead of paying $40,000 a year at a college, you could pay $6,000 and even get that paid for by the government to start your college career if you do that. Best education and training deal in America. Okay, so that's the e-bike. Okay, now here's another interesting thing I found in the Washington Post today that they're doing in Washington, because there's so many people that are low income and are not eligible for low income programs, okay? So they don't have money, but for some reason not eligible. So what they've done in Washington is something like $9 million they have available to give to people who are not eligible for government programs, and a nonprofit is doing this. That's why you have to look for nonprofits too. Just don't look for government programs. They're the ones that fill in the cracks, and the nonprofits are the ones that really implement a lot of the government programs. So the government said, oh, we're going to give all this money, but they don't have an infrastructure to give it out. You know, we saw that in the COVID, giving out all this money. And so what they do is they hire nonprofits to do it, because they work with the same community base and things like that. Having a bit, getting a apartment. So that's important to use. And where do you find all those nonprofits? At 211.org or findhelp.org. And use them before you ever in your life go to Google. Okay, do not go to Google. Well, this nonprofit, listen to this. I was reading the stories of people, this woman who had COVID. She was taking care of a grandson or somebody in her family, and got sick in COVID and used up all her leave and something like that. So she was stuck with rent and everything. This nonprofit, their program, gave them $2,700, okay? Gave her $2,700. That's why the best thing to do, I believe, when you're looking for help, you have emergency help or something that you're fighting, is you go to findhelp.org and you look under financial assistance and you call everyone there. I mean, there could be 50 or more. That's okay. If you need that money, you're not going to find it anywhere else without paying a lot of things or selling your home or your first child or whatever the hell it is. You have to call everyone. They're all in the business to help you. Maybe they're not eligible, you're not eligible for their criteria. That doesn't matter. You talk to them anyway, because they know other organizations, or they're in the best place to know other organizations. I won't know that. Your friends won't know that, maybe if you get lucky. But they're in the business to know information like that. They're the people, the only people you want to talk to. Your elected officials, maybe. It can't hurt, because they're there to do the same thing for free. But nobody's going to know more than the people who are on the ground trying to solve problems like yours for people every day. And maybe they're not set up to solve you because you don't fit some criteria. Fine, that doesn't matter. But they're knowledgeable about that. And it's so, so, so important that you do that. So, so, so important that you get over the fear of calling a government office on the phone. This is your country like everybody else living here. And you have the right to do that. If they're mean, I get mean people at Comcast too. I mean, that's life. You're not going to get nice people on every phone call you make. I mean, and you have to get over it, because otherwise you won't be able to solve your problems. And that's the most important thing. And it's going to take energy on your side to do that, not energy someone else to come and ride up on a white horse and save the day. Who's that, Mighty Mouse or somebody like that in the cartoons? But no, you have to take it upon yourself. Find it. And this is what I'm finding in Let's Go Help, how members help members more than I could ever help them in their lives. And that's why I'm becoming irrelevant, not only because I'm an old fart, but it's members that give the compassion and are able to tell, relate to their life because they didn't know shit about Shinola, a month or two ago, and was able to solve the problem. And they're the people to talk to, not me. I don't have that problem you do. My problem is trying to find new programs for you, but how to do the process. I feel that you learn more from the people who have done it and have just done it recently and are so surprised. I mean, people like Charity and all the other people that have literally volunteer. We give us stipends, but they're really volunteer because they know, like me, how it feels so good to help somebody. And that's the most rewarding feeling in life, I feel, is to help somebody with your knowledge or compassion or whatever it is. So look at, Let's Go Help Too, and look for the Navigators Q&A. Okay, that's the Navigators Q&A. So you could talk to people. They're there, and you could be live with them. You don't have to show your face. There's a place, it's a Zoom call, and the people will help you with they know. They're not going to know everything. Nobody does. You have to really, it's sort of like learning how to paint. Now, here's blue color, and here's not, but you have to figure out your life because it's all different for all of us based on what's inside and what's in your environment. So you have to have the courage to go out and explore that and figure out how to do it. Okay, and that's the most important thing. Okay, where did I get? Okay, here's that's emergency rent and living expenses, for anybody, and it's really based for people with child in the family. Okay, now here Biden. I don't know if you listened to his speech. Went on and on, but there are interesting clues in there. What's going on in our society? So they're trying to solve these problems. Now, some depending on who's in charge, whether it happen or not, and all this kind of stuff. I mean, there's a long way to this happening. But also, what I see, a lot of the things that the national politics or the president, things like that talk about, are things that are happening locally, and they see programs locally that solve this problem. So that's why you have to look locally for those problems. Now, here's the kinds of things that Biden's talking about. Paid leave for everybody. If you work for the government, God, they get like a month or 2 months paid leave when they have a child or are sick and things like that. That's astounding. Wow, so that's the kind of thing he hopes to put into place. So people, and also remember back in the COVID where we were giving out like $1,000 a month for each child you have, and that was like people getting $30,000 a year, of extra, and it brought people, half the children, it dropped the child poverty rate by 50%. So that's what he wants to do, is increase, put that back into place where you get $1,000 a month per child, okay? And then also he has, even now in the new budget that's coming out this year, is more grants for rent and home buyers and health insurance, okay? And that's going to be available, okay? So that's in your local. You have to, the money flows down to locally, and it's called the Community Development Block Grants. That money goes out. So you want to go to your local county and find out for your community development, because that's where that money comes from. Also, he wants to put a cap on, get rid of the cap on Social Security for millionaires. I told you about how a millionaire pays, I think that the maximum is $100,000 or something like that. They only take the percentage off. I forget what it is. But now, so if you if you're a millionaire, you pay up by the end of January or sometime in February. So he wants to get rid of that, so millionaires keep paying, because they're living here and getting the benefits of having a civil society where we don't let old people die on the vine and be poor, things like that. Or can I find help with bankruptcy and also help with IRS taxes? Lydia, yes, look in the Meta Grants report on top. There's a tax section. Get help right away. It tells you how to get, about a program that you only have to pay 10% of what you own. You have to talk to them, and there's a little process involved, but it's all there. And also bankruptcy, get contact, go to HUD.org. Okay, Charity put it in. Talk to a financial counselor first, okay, for bankruptcy, HUD.gov/ oh, Tammy's up. Tammy. So I see Tammy and Charity are a tag team in helping people, the navigators Q&A. Go meet Tammy and Charity, okay? They're the navigator tag team. Okay, HUD counseling, HUD.gov counseling. Make sure you go there and make an appointment with a free counselor. Don't hire an attorney, okay? There may be free attorneys for that. And you look in the government Let's Go Meta Grants report for all the free legal sources there, and talk to free attorneys there. Okay, where are we now? Biden's, okay, talk to you about that. The links I'm talking about, like the e-bikes and the $2,700 for living expenses, cash, is look at the top of the chat. I got the link up there. Okay, now also there's a program. If you have a business loan that you can't pay back, particularly the Loan Protection Act, they're having a seminar on how to get it forgiven, okay? So see that link. The seminar, I think, is like every Wednesday for a while. So the link is up there. So get your loan, your SB loan forgiven, or learn the options for that. That's what you want to do. You don't want to go to the internet and learn, how do I get rid of the loan forgiven? No, you don't want to do it. You want to talk to the people who have your loan. They know the best places. Anybody else is going to make money off of you. And that means you won't get it all forgiven because they want to take some money. So you don't want to go to Google. You want to go to the people that have the loan. And that's what the video is, by the people who have the loan. And they tell you how to get it forgiven. Okay. Here's an interesting White House for home buyers and for people selling their first home. Now this is interesting. You get $10,000 grant for new home buyers and for people selling their first home. This is in Biden's new program. So you want to look at that, okay? And he just came out with that about 3-4 days ago. So it's to encourage people because the rents are so high and things like that. So you need a bigger home with a family. So a lot of these grants are really for first-time home buyers. Now it's for second-time home buyers too, okay? So that's interesting. And this is an interesting thing. Down in Arkansas, they have, and teachers are in short supply now. Enough people are, we beat up on teachers and we don't pay them a lot, and we call them responsible for raising our children. And shit, no, the parents are. They're just responsible for some education stuff. And so they have so many demands and rules and regulations and what you can, whatever. So it's hard to recruit teachers now. So what they're doing is not only increasing the salary, but giving you a house. They throw in a house. They're building houses next to the school just for the teachers. How do you like that? That's it. See, that's what's great about America, capitalism. Man, we talk with our money, right? And that's I knew. What grants may I apply for? Well, Shane, that's easy question, a hard answer. The first thing to do is Shane is a member on Let's Go Help, and says, what grants can I apply to? You have to start shifting through that, and don't use Google, because all you'll find out is how to give somebody money, not get money. So look at Let's Go's Meta Grant report. Everything there is by it's by subject. So what do you need money for? Housing, education, healthcare, bills, stuff like that. So you see what's available. And then you go to the 500 Meta Grants report. Tammy, if you get a minute, can you put that link up to download your 500 mini grants report for your state? Every state has about, we've collected the best 500 grants for every state, okay? And make sure you download that, and everybody else listening, and you're welcome to share it with friends, send a copy to loved ones or friends or whatever. The important things that people know what is available to them to help them in their life. You know, and it's very important to me because we all have access to this. It's owned by everybody, but everybody doesn't know it. The rich people know it because they hired people like me when I used to charge thousands and thousands of dollars to find them this stuff, and that's ridiculous to me. But that's why I do it for $20 now. And we've been able to be so profitable that we give money back. So every month, if you're a member, you get we give $75,000 back to members every month in 4 different grant programs. And you'll see the listing on the left-hand side table of contents about the grants, and we do it. So that's recruiting teachers. I know we have a lot of members that live in trailers, mobile homes. Well, there's a grant now for making your mobile home park nicer. You know, and they're giving out $15 million, and that's pretty cool. So that's up in Vermont. A lot of people live in trailers up in Vermont. Here, there's interesting thing too that a giveaway, or actually a stimulus check, is now coming from your state property taxes. A lot of state property tax offices are giving back money in rebates. If you paid so much taxes and you're a senior, or if you paid property taxes and you're a certain age, or disability, or a veteran, and all kinds of sources like this, that they'll give you a rebate, $1,000, $2,000, or whatever. And that's important money. I mean, that's cash on hand in the bucket, you know, right from your state. So check your state, check your county office that collects taxes, your property taxes, and ask them what kind of benefits there are. Also, if you have trouble paying property taxes, ask them what other, how you can get help in paying the property taxes. They'll know of programs. If they don't know of programs, then you go to findhelp.org. Yes, somebody on Facebook said, where do I get help? I'm going to put a listing of the websites I talk about in Facebook and in YouTube at the end. I can't put it in while it's going or ahead of time, okay? The members will always have it. But non-members that are on YouTube and YouTube and Instagram, I'll put it there in the chat, okay? And that's important. Let's see, where are we now? Rebate on property taxes. Okay, wow, this is interesting to me. Pennsylvania has a program to give you $50,000 for home repair. $50,000 for home repair. Let me say that once more time. $50,000 for home repair. And you can have incomes up to $89,000 a year. See, everybody says, oh, I'm not eligible. I make too much money. Well, here's $50,000, and you can make almost $90,000 a year to get it. Okay, $90,000. Is that poor? I don't know. Somebody thinks so. And they're giving out the money. So the only thing that counts are the people giving out the money. So never believe me or anybody else about the requirements for a grant. You know, you check the people giving out the money, because they're the only official answer about what it is. And every grant is different. Everything is different. You can't nail it down on what is and what ain't. Okay, so make sure that's $50,000. And now here's an interesting thing. If you've been in business over 20 years, they have a $20,000 grant for you for staying in business so long. And this is for small businesses. Small businesses out in California. And they're giving $20,000 grant for you being in business for 20 years. Man, isn't that great? Now, if I was 30, 40 years old, that would go right over me. At 80 years old, man, 20 years goes pretty quick. And that's, so that sounded very interesting to me. Okay. Let's take some questions. So we have any new ones? Okay. Remember, if you remember, Let's Go Help. We always give refunds. I mean, if you're not happy with what we do, I don't want to take your money if we're not of value to you, and we'll always give you a refund. So never worry about that. And if you're new, make sure you get the welcome package of all the things that you're eligible for. We have some problems getting it out sometimes. Robots involved. And old people who are 80 years old trying to run this place. That's a handicap too. So we all work with handicap. So we're not perfect. So if you're looking for us to be perfect, that probably won't work either. I'm sorry. But we're here full of love in our heart, trying to help as many people as I possibly can. Well, you have to be a member to get the welcome package, okay? So just... And the best way to get the welcome package is to ask for a copy of Lesko's Meta Grant Report, okay? That shows everything we do and why we do it and how to get it, because you've got to get on the right list to make sure you know of all the sources of free help we now give. I mean, it's just incredible, and that's what I'm trying to do. And the members are so good at this. I mean, I think we have Zoom calls with members, not me, not some fancy person or whatever. These are people who are just struggling in life. I'm struggling. We all struggle in life, but at different levels, and that's important. And we all need encouragement, and we all need, just consideration or kindness and things like that. That seems to be missing in our daily life. And at my age, I don't want to fool around with much else besides that. Because it makes me feel so good. It's very selfish. I just want to feel nice and warm and have people around me that feel that way too. And that's why you see the members, the navigators that help, they're all like that. All the people that help are like that. And their heart is in it, and they know you have an important problem that we may be able to solve. See, there's no guarantee we could solve anything, but we got thousands of people who will tell you otherwise. But it's really, a lot of it is up to you, and that's why I also feel that this is the best way to give you more of what you need to help solve your own problems. We'll give you the sources, but how you use them and what you use them for and everything is the key, and that comes from inside of you. And you have to have the resilience and perseverance to keep at it, to be able to get something. And I just want to prove to you there is help. It may not be easy at times, and it may not be exactly what you want, but how to then manage. And that's what I did with businesses. I had a great idea for a business that didn't work, and my first 3 businesses failed. And then I finally work it out, how to make the match meet what I have and what the world needs. And that's it. So many times we think we know what the world needs. No, we don't. We don't even know what we need. How the hell are we going to do think we know what the world needs? So what you have to do is try. Oh, I think it needs this. And just be prepared to fail. And that'll keep you going, okay, fucking wrong again. God damn it. And pick your ass up and do it again. I mean, it's the same, trying to walk or trying to do anything new. You got to prepare for failure. Don't plan for success. That's easy. You know what to do when you're successful. Don't plan for it. That'll come natural. What you have to do, what's most likely going to happen, is failure. At least that's for me. I've written 100 books and only 10 made money. So I'm wrong 90% of the time. So, you may not be that bad as me, but yeah, it is. But if you want to do something, any government grant for pregnant families, yes. The whole family's pregnant? Wow. Even the men? Just tacky jokes aren't going to leave me. You got to put up with these for about another 10, 15 years. Yes, I mean, if you remember, we have a separate report on families, all the government programs available in Missouri for families. If you're not a member, then what you want to do is you start at findhelp.org. go to findhelp.org and start looking under separate sections where it's help for rent, utilities, or food, or housing, or whatever, and start talking to as many nonprofits as possible about your situation. You have to talk to people. You don't really have to, but if you really want to get something, man, it's going to be a lot easier if you start learning how to talk to people and get help that way, because nobody knows what's available in your area more than people solving your problems like yours in your area. And what's wonderful, you go to findhelp.org, and all those people, I mean, there's like 4,000 people where I live that are just solving problems like this. So even if there's 1,000 where you live, you have to dig it out. It's like going panning for gold, but you know where the gold is? There. The gold is not in Google. That's like I'm panning for gold in the ocean. Maybe there's gold nuggets in there somewhere, but you'll never find the goddamn things. And so that's what's neat about Find Help and 211.org. That's where the gold is, okay? They work on problems like yours. They don't have advertising money to let you know in Google, see? So that's why don't even try looking for them in Google, because unless you know their name specifically, you know, and every dot and comma and stuff like that, then may. Or what I find also too is that AI, if you go to one of the AI things, either BARD or they call it something else now, or OpenAI, and do they're free. And if you put in money or grants or living expenses or business for your state, yes, you will get only people that give you money, not people that take your money, okay? And as long as you put nonprofit organizations and government offices, okay? That's the only people you want to talk to. Anybody else is going to get money from you, and you don't want to do that. That's why every website we give you at Let's Go Help are just websites that give you money. They don't take your money, okay? So that's what I want to do, is make sure that you know what this country has to offer. I'm sorry I can't find the links. It takes failure to create success. Yes. I don't know what links you're... I didn't put the link... Okay, I have a list of 10 links I talked about today. Okay, that's the ebooks, the e-bikes, the rebate on taxes, the home repair for $50,000, and the business $20,000, and the emergency cash $2,400. I'm going to put that in the YouTube and the Instagram, okay? And so actually my voice is going, so I'm going to do that now. And thank you for being loving people and allowing me to open my heart as much as I can to show you that everybody here wants to just help you as much as you can. And there's nothing wrong you could do except be mean to other members. Other than that, I don't have a car. Well, if you're a member, we have a report on that. If you're not a member, start by going to findhelp.org and put in cars, and you'll see local organizations that help you with that, okay? We have a more complete list of that, but that's a good place to start, okay? Findhelp.org, okay? Well, thank you all very much. You've made my... I've been alive for 80 years, and this is the best time of my life, only because you allowed me to open my heart to everything. So I thank you. That's why we give money to members. It is just a wonderful feeling that I've never had before, and I don't know why I waited so long. Man, if I thought 80 was going to be this much fun, I would have got here earlier. I love tacky jokes.